Hello and welcome back to Grumpy's Kitchen and Provisions. I'm Grumpy again. So today we're going to make an Asian noodle salad. So great for any time of the year, but summer, you're looking for something kind of fresh and that you can go keep in the fridge, grab a spoonful, take it to lunch. We're going to make it today with no protein as far as chicken or shrimp, but you could always add that. If you had some leftover rotisserie chicken, you shredded it up, you could add it to this. So we're going to start with, I have some water coming up to a boil. So I have some cabbage, some carrot, some English cucumber, red pepper, and you could put whatever you want in there. Put mushrooms, different kinds of peppers, whatever. It's totally up to you. So in this container, I have about a third of a cup of peanut butter, thereabouts. Again, this isn't a precise thing. This isn't baking. Into my peanut butter, I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1, 2, 3. Again, it doesn't have to be precise. Now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. 1, 2 tablespoons. Again, if it goes over, that's fine. Don't get squirrely. About a half a tablespoon of sesame oil. Okay? Now we're going to do 2 tablespoons of honey. Now we're going to do some garlic. So I've gone over this before, a microplane. I'm just going to put this on top and grate my garlic into my container. So you could mince this up with a knife. This is going to get it much finer. So now we're going to do a little bit of ginger, fresh ginger. You can peel your ginger with a knife, the outside, like that. Or, the biggest rave is, oh my God, you can do it with a spoon. So yes, you can just peel it with a spoon like so. Peel it with your knife. If you were to use it for a marinade instead of a dressing, you don't even have to worry about peeling your ginger. But since we're doing it so we're just going to peel it like that. We'll put that on. And again, the microplane, I'm going to do about a teaspoon or so. If you wanted to measure it precisely, you could do it in a separate container, but we're not going to get that precise. But fresh ginger is way more fragrant and flavorful than, ginger powder or, ginger out of a jar. But use what you have. Quarter cup of neutral oil. I'm just going to use an olive oil because that's what I have. You could use avocado, you could use canola, you could use whatever you have. And yes, I'm using a dry measure for this ingredient, but that's fine. Again, it is close, but there is a difference. I'm going to seal that up good. I'm just going to start giving it a shake. While we're waiting for our water to boil, let's go ahead and get our carrots and cucumber prepped and ready. Let's peel our cucumber because the skin can be a little bitter. I'm just going to slice this in half lengthwise. We're going to take just some of our seeds out. So this, English cucumbers don't have the big seeds like regular ones, but I'm still want to take some of those out. But you don't have to if you don't want to. You want a pretty good sized bowl. For the cucumbers, we're just going to cut them 1/4-inch pieces, whatever size you prefer. Recipe's a suggestion. Sizes, you want them kind of uniform in size. Okay, so there we go. That's going in the bowl. My water's up to a boil. I'm going to throw my noodles in. I'm just going to do half of this. This is 14 ounces. I'm just going to say I'm going to do about 8 ounces of noodles. Just going to throw them right in there. So I'm using a stir fry, a rice noodle, but you could use whatever kind of noodle. You could use spaghetti noodles. It would be fine. or soba, or whatever kind of noodle you prefer. I'm using a rice noodle here for our example. So these aren't going to take very long. These are going to cook about 4 to 6 minutes, the package says. So let's give our dressing another shake. We gave our noodles a stir so they don't stick together. That's the biggest thing. Don't add oil to your water when cooking noodles. Okay. Next, we're going to take our carrots. So let's cut them in pieces like this. Now I'm going to cut them in 1/8-inch pieces. Now I just get a little stack of carrots. You can cut them however you want. I'm going to cut them on the bias, so kind of at an angle, like so. So we have like little carrot matchsticks. You don't have to be precise. The carrots are done. Now we're going to do about a half a head of cabbage. Slice that up. So we're going to remove the core. So this right here is the core. We're just going to go on one side. On the other side, we cut that out. Remove it like so. Okay? You could eat that, but a little tougher. Now I'm just going to cut this into thirds, like so. And we're just going to do a fine shred. Let's give our noodles a stir. We're probably almost there on our noodles. Let's pull one out and see. Give it another minute. There's our cabbage. We're going to do a little bit of cilantro. So maybe 2 tablespoons. So just give it a chop as small as you want. But, you know, you want to get it chopped up a little bit. Then I have a couple of just little baby red peppers. It's going to add a little color, a little sweetness. So just take the seeds out. We're just going to give those a little chop. Again, these are sweet. These are not hot peppers. These are sweet red bell. So now I'm going to go drain my pasta. I gave my pasta a rinse under some cold water. We're just going to let it sit on here to make sure all the water is drained out. A few green onions. Just give them a chop up. However, whatever size you want. We'll do them on a little bit of a bias cut. Smaller, bigger. It's your choice. It's your recipe. I'm just giving you a suggestion. Okay, good enough. Let's throw those right in. Like so. To get all our stuff cleaned up. We have all these vegetables. You could use more or less of whatever in there. Let's toss our noodles in, our well-drained noodles. Let's give our dressing final shake. Okay, that's looking delicious. I'm going to take my spatula and just scrape the edges because there is still quite a bit of peanut butter on the edge. So look at all that peanut butter. So I'm just going to shake that back in. We're going to give it another shake. Let's get everything off the lid. We want every bit of this dressing that we can muster. Let's go ahead and start with about 3/4 of it. Get our tongs. Give it a stir around. That's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and with the rest of the dressing, use more or less, whatever you want, because you're doing it. This is just an example, a suggestion. Okay, that's cleaned out pretty good. We're going to give it a toss. If you had some shrimp that you cooked and chilled, or some leftover rotisserie chicken, or some grilled chicken, wanted to toss it in here with it or add it on top, I'm sure that would be delicious. Last thing, we're going to add a teaspoon of Grumpy's Go-To. There it is. If you don't have yours, get it on the Etsy site, GrumpysProvisions. It needs just a little hit. Again, that has your garlic, sea salt, black pepper. That's going to kick it up and do just what we need it to. At this time, if you wanted to add in some peanuts, you can do that. I'm just going to garnish it with some peanuts. Let's get it here so you can see. Okay, delicious Asian noodle salad. We'll give it a little garnish with some roasted peanuts. Remember, if you made a mess, wipe your edge. Don't be sloppy. Grumpy doesn't like it. Okay, now let's give it a taste. All the flavors. The cilantro really coming through. The rice wine vinegar. I could add a touch more honey. It's not as sweet as it could be, but I don't know that I really put my full 2 tablespoons in. A little garnish of cilantro on top. That pops it up a notch. So again, another quick, delicious recipe from Grumpy. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you give it a try. Until next time, I'm Grumpy and grateful for you to continue to follow, like, and share. Have a great day.